This is Matthew Hatchett, a.k.a. Hatch, and you are now listening to the One Bar and Lupagus Show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus, and it is time. It is time we bust out our first round mock draft. We've always been doing mock drafts just up to the Vikings. We're going all the way. Something Lupagus has yet to do.
Yeah, it's about damn time. We're really kind of dragging ass on this. This is long overdue. We've just been focusing on this first 14 picks so much. I don't even know who picks 15.
Well, hey, we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. We're going to be rotating picks. Lupagus starts. I go second, and so on and so on. Before we get into that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe. Make sure to comment hash sauce for that beautiful print.
Like they have to write out the word hash sauce?
Hashtag sauce.
Yeah, it is something. It is something, that print, man.
Hey, and one more thing I must say is if you hate one of the picks, don't dislike the video. We can't help it. We can't help it. That's just the way it folds. Rip on us in the comments. Like the video.
One thing's for sure, nothing Chaps fans ask more than if you give them a guy they do not want in a mock draft.
Well, let us hear it in the comments. We'd love to hear it down there, but let's do this. Let's get started. Lupagus, your honor.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There's been some recent, today on Twitter, there were some rumblings about Trevor Lawrence not being the number one quarterback. No, he is. He's going to be the number one pick. It's a given. Jaguars go Trevor Lawrence.
Who do you follow? You should probably not follow them.
No, it was all over. You must need to go on Twitter.
No.
3 teams don't have him ranked number one.
It's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
Stupid.
Pick 2, Jets. I got them taking it. Zach Wilson, they get their quarterback. Done deal. Too damn good to pass up on.
Taking it.
Yeah.
Here's where these first 2 picks are looking like locks. This is where the draft gets a little bit interesting. A couple ways the Dolphins can go, but I'm going to go Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU. Give to I just give him a playmaker. He needs a playmaker, and he's got one now in Jamar Chase.
It's a playmate.
He wants a playmate, yes.
It's a playmate. All right, pick 4, another one. Falcons are kind of all over the board. I'm having them take Justin Fields. I'm reluctant to do it because it's the Falcons, and usually they do something a little bit goofy. I think they're going to be looking to trade down, but we're not doing trades. They're taking Justin Fields. Fields sits behind Matt Ryan, hangs out, and is the heir apparent.
Yep, Bengals are up again. Interesting one. I think this comes down to 2 players, Penei Sewell or Kyle Pitts, and they're going to go with a big left tackle. This guy is a 10-year starter. He's a rare talent. I think he's going to lock down that left side for the Bengals and protect Joe Burrow when he comes back from that horrific leg injury.
I think if the Bengals at 5 Sewell's on the board, I think they're going to just blow it. They're going to fill their pants. They won't believe that he's there and take him in a second.
Oh, God. I'm getting excited.
All right, pick 6. Philadelphia Eagles, who appear to be moving on from Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts is their boy, and I am getting him a weapon. I'm passing on Devontae Smith. I'm going with the more electric Jalen Waddle. I'm convinced Waddle's going to be the second receiver off the board.
The only thing that concerns me about Waddle is that ankle injury. I think that might push him down to the 3rd one, but, man, he is something else. You watch this guy. Whew, he's exciting. He gets my parts tingling. The Lions say thank you, Eagles, and they are taking Devontae Smith with the 7th pick. Detroit Lions always seem to have a great wide receiver on the team, and that trend is going to continue. This guy is fast. He's got great hands. He can add some returnability as well. And the Lions, Jared Goff now takes over at quarterback. Get him a weapon like Devontae Smith, help him succeed. I think this makes a lot of sense for the Lions. But I still want to say that I do think quarterback is in play, and I was very much contemplating giving them Trey Lance here. But I think Smith's the best player right now on the board.
Well, as Vikings fans, I will be hoping this is a scenario. I would rather go against Smith twice a year than Waddle. I think Waddle's just a little more dynamic. I think Devontae Smith and his 120 pounds soaking wet, I think we can manage him. It's just a matter if he gets loose. Pick 8, Panthers. I'm all on the Kyle Pitts train on this one. Easy. Best player on the board. Fills a need, and he will be fantastic for whoever their future quarterback is.
No Trey Lance there, huh?
No Trey Lance passing. Pitskis.
All right. The first pick seems like a lock, and the 9th pick also seems like a lock. I mean, everybody's giving Denver Caleb Farley, cornerback from Virginia, so I'm going to do it as well. Big, physical. Not the world's greatest tackler, but that'll come. But solid in coverage, so Caleb Farley.
All right. Cowboys could go many, many directions. I'm having them help that offensive line. They needed help. Rashawn Slater is a guy that they can play around with, put him in a couple different spots. So that is a big win for Cowboys at pick 10.
Yeah, Rashawn Slater is beautiful. Giants, this is pretty much a worst case scenario for them. I'm not going to lie. The way this board shook out, but they're going to go with an edge rusher, Kwity Paye, a guy who is great against the run. He's aggressive. His motor just does not stop. He will chase guys 10 yards down the field. He's an exciting player. I think he gives the Giants one hell of a defensive weapon right there at pick 11.
All right, pick 12. Only 2 more picks to the Vikings. Let's talk about this a little bit. Kwity Paye, clearly a guy the Vikings will probably have their eye on, but right now, I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Well, my boy's still on the board in Greg Russo. You got a couple linemen. Vera Tucker's there. Darisa's still there. I'm not real excited about them going that route. Greg, I mentioned Greg Russo. Jalen Phillips, another guy who is probably too high at 14. Barmore's still on the board. And Micah Parsons also there. So you got some defensive weapons that would look really good in purple right now. So things are looking pretty good for the Vikings.
All right. Well, the Niners, they are running up to the board. They are taking Trey Lance in a second at pick 12. Honestly, if Trey Lance is still on the board past whatever 10, I think teams are going to be calling those Giants, trying to get Trey Lance, but the Niners get him.
Yeah, that's a huge score for the Niners. I think the Giants' phone would be ringing like crazy if they're on the clock and Trey Lance is still on the board. Moving on to the Chargers, this team needs offensive line help. It seems like they have for years, and they're going to find it in Christian Darrisaw. Is pretty much he checks off all the boxes. This guy is solid. He's a day one starter, and he definitely helps the Chargers O-line.
How many boxes do I check off?
Like a half one.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, Vikings are on the board. Woo! Fans are wet. Look at these guys. There's some defensive players that I wouldn't expect to be there. Patrick Surtain, I wouldn't expect him to be there, and that is going to be overly tempting for Zimmer. If he's sitting there because he's a day one starter. That dude he's the most put together solid cornerback there. Also, like you said, Greg Russo's there. Micah Parsons is there. There's some options. Vera Tucker. So if it were to shake out like this, I think we'd all be hoping they trade back. I think we all want to trade back anyways. But I'm going to throw a little bit of a wrinkle here. I'm going with the best player available, and I think that's Micah Parsons. And linebacker might be down the list as far as needs, but the thought of putting Parsons there with Kendricks and Anthony Barr, we got Eric Wilson leaving. That's scary. I just want them to go defense, and I want somebody that's going to play right away. And Parsons, he's going to be making an impact. And like I said, doesn't fill a need, but he's the best player there, and he would make this defense a lot better.
Yeah, and maybe you said Vikings could possibly trade down here. Parsons, he can rush the passer as well. So hopefully, if we did take him, Zimmer would use him in a pass rushing role. Hell, maybe even experiment with his hand in the dirt on passing situations. Why not? Yeah, I get it. I mean, from a best player available standpoint, this does make sense. Doesn't fill in the Vikings' biggest needs. So there's obviously that. But yeah, I mean, you got to add the best player when they're there, and that's what you did.
I love Barmore. I just think it's way too damn early. The only way we get Barmore is if we trade back.
We'll see. You never know. This is the draft where everybody's rankings are supposed to be way different. So who knows? All right, Patriots. This will be interesting because I don't know. You always think you know what they're going to do, and they seem to always throw a curveball in the situation. But they got to find a quarterback. And to me, Mac Jones is a perfect fit. He's not especially mobile. Neither was Tom Brady. But he throws an accurate ball, decent arm strength. So I think and he's super smart. So I think he would fit in Bill Belichick's system, make a lot of sense for the Patriots as their future quarterback.
You know who I don't like in this draft?
Mac Jones.
Thank you.
I don't like him either, but I'm just saying.
That pick does make sense. I saw a mock draft. CBS dude today had him going 4th.
Yep, I saw that too.
That was gross. 16, Cardinals. Patrick is Gonzo. Patrick Surtain. I mean, this is yummy. Cardinals fans are changing their pants all across America.
Yeah, this was like when we got Kenichi Udeze at pick 18 or 19, whatever it was.
Great value. Love that guy.
It was. All right. Well, you said it was too early at 14 for this guy, but screw it. I'm taking him for the Raiders. Christian Barmore. This guy can be that interior disruptor. He's got a knack for swatting down balls and swatting down balls. I love Christian Barmore. I think he's going to be a playmaker in the league for a long time. So the Raiders take him here to shore up that horrible run defense of theirs.
Yeah, Draft Network is not polite to Barmore. I mean, I rank 36. That's a little not great. That's a little harsh.
It's not updated. They got to update this shit a little bit.
All right, the Dolphins. They got their receiver at 3. They got their quarterback in Tua, at least for now. I'm adding big boys up front, protecting that guy, paving the way. I'm going Mr. Sam Cosmi.
Sam Cosmi.
Pair him up with last year's Austin Jackson. It's not bad.
His uncle was Bill Cosmi. All right. Washington football team. Let me get that right. Last time I think I used their old name, which sorry that I said that. They are very upset. Quarterbacks are picked clean. They go to their second need, which is wide receiver. And let me see who's available for wide receiver. Done. Rashad Bateman. No question about it. Love Rashad Bateman. He looks good in maroon already. So, the colors are going to fit him very well. So, Rashad Bateman pairing up with Terry McLaurin. Ooh, sexy time.
Wow. You're very excited. All right. Chicago Bears. They're not very happy the way this is shaking out.
No.
They're actually, I think I'm getting word that they're actually upset and very, very irritated, but they need a receiver. Allen Robinson is gonzo. And they pretty much need a lot of everything. And I'm going with Kadarius Toney from Florida. This dude, a lot of comparisons to Percy Harvin, and it shows when you watch him. They can use him in a whole bunch of different ways. What the big thing about Toney, he's gotten better every damn year at Florida. I don't like it, the thought of going against him twice a year, but damn it, the Bears are taking him.
Yeah, I wonder who'll be throwing him the ball. That's going to be very interesting to see.
Might be him. He's very versatile.
Yeah, the Colts, again, another team looking for a quarterback. They are picked clean. They're going to go back to the old line here. There's some tackles they can consider like Jalen Mayfield, but one guy who is on the board who can also play left tackle. They got him listed as an interior offensive lineman, but it's Elijah Vera Tucker. He's got experience playing left tackle for the Trojans, and he's going to be a protective rubber wrapping for whoever is throwing the ball for the Colts next year.
Wow, Vera Tucker. I actually wouldn't be upset if the Vikings still came in 14.
You know what? This guy, he did not impress me. I watched him for a while, and he wasn't dominating anybody. I was not impressed. I don't get why they would even think about him at 14. I mean, I want to see if I'm taking a guard at 14. I want him to be knocking people on their ass. He was just kind of pushing them gently out of the way. So
I guess it's more the thought of that we would have a day one starter that's different than what we have. That's my first step. If he's good or not, that's down the road. I just want someone else.
I don't want that at 14 at all.
All right, 22.
I know in your heart you don't either.
The Titans need some edge rushers. They need help keep beefing up that defense, even though they had a good year. I'm torn between Russo and Joseph Osai, but I'm going with the edge rusher from Texas, Joseph Osai. Boom.
Yeah, that's probably going to be an edge guy. I know our good friend Will Lomas is all hard up for Jalen Phillips. So we'll see what happens there with the Titans. Lomas is never right. So, all right, let's go on to the Jets. They got their quarterback. Now they're going to find their quarterback, someone to hand the ball off to, and that's Najee Harris from Alabama. I love this guy. Burst, speed, violence. This guy is the total package. He's Lex Luger of the running backs. Love him.
Lex Luger of the running backs.
Total package. Lex Luger. You ever watch wrestling? Wow. WCW?
No, I hung out with friends. All right, 24. The Steelers. Board. Actually, I did. Me and Flup watched it.
Yeah, I know you did.
All right, Steelers on the board. They are dipping into a former Viking or former Saints offspring, J.C. Horn, cornerback, South Carolina. Love me some J.C. Horn. He's at 24. I think this guy's going to be top 20, but he slides down. And the Steelers, they need to add into that secondary. So Horn's their boy.
You remember the Hornosaurus?
I do remember the Hornosaurus. It's very graphic. We'll get into that in another episode, but it was gross.
All right, Jaguars taking my boy. I can't believe he's still on the board. Greg Russo, edge rusher, defensive end, Miami. I love him. I didn't think I would as much as I did when I watched him, but I'm a big Greg Russo fan. And again, 25 to me is low, but I think this is a draft where guys could go 14. They could go 32. It's crazy. It's going to be a wild year. And Russo, tons of upside here. There's a risk, but there's tons of upside.
Tons of upside, and I think he will definitely be on the Vikings' brain at pick 14. So you see this guy all over the place. You see him top 10. You see him in second round. So it'll be interesting. Yep. 26. The Browns are already sniffing around J.J. Watt. Clearly, they want to improve on that edge rusher. So that's where I'm going. I'm going Jalen Phillips from Miami, and we go back-to-back Hurricanes.
That was a tiger, not a hurricane.
Yeah, that was not a hurricane. That was an animal.
Tornado warning.
That's still not a hurricane.
Hurricane warning. I never
There
heard
we
one.
go. Yes.
All right. Ravens. It seems every year they just add a defensive playmaker. So I'm going to go back to the linebacker position and give them Jeremiah Owusu-Kamara from Notre Dame. It's Ravens. Their defense is what they do. So that's where I'm going.
Could you say that last name one more time? I didn't catch it.
Owusu-Koramoah.
Thank you. Wow, you nailed it. Saints. I hate picking for the Saints every year in mock drafts. I don't know why. It's just more you don't
suck.
know. Yeah, I don't like the Saints. I don't want them to improve. You never know what they're going to do. But damn it, I have the Saints, and I'm going to give them a hell of a player, another offspring of a former NFL player. And I am giving them cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. A little undersized. People say he's just going to be playing in the slot, but he'll be outside. He's got a lot of upside, and I'm giving the Saints a gift here.
Well, it's really arrogant of you to say that.
You're right.
The Packers, you see the Packers on the clock and you think immediately wide receiver, but they didn't do it last year and they got by just fine. Devontae Adams, Alien Lizard, and you also got Martez, Vantez, Gantez, and I know he drops a lot of balls, but I don't think they're actually going to go wide receiver. O-line's another area they can look to improve with a guy like Jalen Mayfield, but look at their secondary. That was kind of their downfall this year. I don't know what you're doing with the
I'm
board
hoping
here.
You take one of these guys.
I would love to, trust me, but
I think you should give them Joshua Bledsoe. All right, sorry, I'm back up.
One thing I don't ever do when I do mocks, and I've always been like this, is I don't give the Packers a player I don't like because it's the Packers. I just try to find value and fit. And to me, this guy's ranked also too low by the Draft Network here. But cornerback Eric Stokes, Georgia, I'm going to give him to the Packers. I think they got to improve that back end, and they do it here. So Eric Stokes is going to Green Bay. Congratulations, Eric.
You need to improve your back end with like a skin graft or something.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we got to be, even though it's the Packers, we got to be fair, but there's nothing worse when the Packers are on the board and like an Antoine Winfield's there. Ugh. Or this year, if a Rashad Bateman's going to be on the board, I will be shitting my pants the thought of one of our boys going to Green Bay, because there's nothing worse. Nothing worse.
Yeah, I remember when they drafted, the worst is when they took our boy. We actually had the Crossometer on draft season that year. They took Mason Crosby. I'm still sick. Still sick
to swallow.
That's why I got so drunk that year during the draft.
Well, maybe. Bills got that electrifying offense. They're going to add more on defense, which is pretty damn good too. They're going Nick Bolton, Missouri, the heart and soul of that Missouri defense. And Bolton, he is just well put together. He is going to be very good. Very good.
You could have said he's Lupagist.
He's Lupagist.
All right. The Kansas City Chiefs. I think they got to have some help in that O-line that really failed them in the Super Bowl. When you got Mike Remmers out there just looking lost, looking horrible, looking like he's wearing the purple jersey like he did, you got to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I'm going to go ahead and give him Josh Mayfield from Michigan. Kind of an easy pick for me, easy decision for the Chiefs.
Mayfield, where is he?
29.
29, there he is. Done deal. And the Super Bowl champs, the Bucks, they got some very good linebackers that are headed to free agency, and Barrett and Levante David. So they are going to snap up Tulsa's Zaven Collins, and it's kind of a steal too, to be honest.
Yeah.
So There it is. There it is. I mean, let's just rip through this thing quick. I mean, really the bigger, I don't know what the bigger surprise. I mean, the Vikings, even with Micah Parsons, is a surprise, but nothing overly crazy. Mac
Yeah,
Jones
I mean,
at 15.
I think that's perfect. I mean, Patrick Surtain falling to 16. That's, I think, a little bit up in the air. It'll be interesting to see how these receivers do come off the board. I mean, look at last year. No one saw Henry Ruggs being the first one. This year, I think they could really come off in any order. It depends what a preference is and how I think Waddle's health is going to kind of figure that one out. But, overall, I mean, I don't think there's anything too crazy. Asante Samuel, round 1.
Trey Lance falling to 12. That's that would be quite the gift. But there you have it. Vikings get Parsons at pick 14. Instantly anybody who doesn't even want to, any Vikings fan that doesn't even like Parsons, 2 seconds after this pick is made, you're going to think of those 3 linebackers and be over it immediately.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be something. I think a lot of people would be smiling once they start envisioning that. So, all right, that's it. That's the first mock. We'll have many, many more. Do one with trades, too. We'll get a little nutty down the road. I'm excited just thinking about that. Until next time, remember this. The word avocado comes from the Aztec word for testicle.
Is that true?
It's all true. All of it.